Welcome to the Lone Machinist podcast, the podcast where it's just you, your tools, and the work. No team, no backup. I'm Jamie from JSpec Engineering, and every episode we're tackling the highs and lows of flying solo in the machining world.
And I'm Curt from Confounded Machine, here to chat about everything it takes to make it as a one-man show in the shop. From grinding and turning to the struggles of running a one-person operation, we're sharing the stories, the tricks, and the challenges that come with going it alone.
If you're out there in the shop grinding away by yourself or just thinking about taking a solo plunge, this show's for you.
So throw in your ear protection and let's talk about life behind the machine.
Round 2, fight! How are you doing this morning, Curt?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing, man?
Good, thanks. So we had some technical issues there, so we just restarted the recording. Hence the fun intro. So anyway, as I was saying in the previous recording, the Instagram post story seems to be back, but with only one interaction.
Oh, weird.
So
okay.
I don't know.
So
really weird. I'm assuming someone is reporting my goings-ons, because I've had posts go missing in the past, or stories go missing in the past, where I've gone to my archive and they're not there. What I did notice, it was stories around when I had my nephews in the workshop, and then I would be ranting and raving, and then I'm assuming someone got offended on my nephew's behalf for the language I was using and reported it.
Of course, yeah. A busybody.
So as far as I'm concerned, they can go find a very tall bridge with no water under it and take the fast way down. But anyway, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I don't know. Production went well. Got my shop empty of things, so now I have to build more things. So I continue to, continue on with this cycle and talk to you and keep my house lit with light, heat, and whatnot. So
it is nice to have light and heat. But yeah, I was watching your stories this week. You got it to work, which is nice.
Oh,
we'll get into
so
that
pumped.
one a bit later on.
Yeah, so pumped. And yeah, you look like you had a bit of a cluster, so I'm curious to see how that played out.
Yeah, I sent off 22 bodies to anodizing for the anchor point.
And they how many came back?
Oh, all 22 came. Well, no, actually, sorry, I lied. 19 came back. I rejected 3. They were going to. I was like, okay, well, it is what it is. I'm going to reject these ones, rework them. I want to see what the tolerance shift is when they do a rework. And then I came back and I was like, oh, let me see how they've moved in anodized, because now I can actually accurately measure it. Put the ball mark in. I'm like, hang on. I'm like 99.99% sure that these things were on size. I'm pretty sure we discussed it, that they were all within like 5 microns across the whole
I remember
range.
That. Yeah.
So I mark the one and I'm like, weird. It's 0.15 of a millimeter over size. I'm like, okay, kind of strange. Let me grab another one. And then I'm like, is my ball mark out? So I check the calibration on the calibration ring. It's okay. So I'm like, grab a pin, take the pin and go, wee, and throw it, and it goes in the hole. So I'm like, okay. So I grabbed the pin and I went to all 19 of them that I have, and all 19 of them are like that. So I proceeded to take the ball mark and measure the back bores for the lang studs. Same thing, 0.15 over where they were when they left. So I phoned the guys and I'm like, please, can you explain what has happened here? And they can't explain it. One thing I did notice when I was there is that the racking pins, some of them looked like they had been stripped. I was trying to figure out why, because there's no reason for the pins to be stripped. I supplied new pins with this batch. Okay. So I think at some point these things got stripped. And I think they put them in the day or two after I dropped them off. The color wasn't right and they stripped them and re-anodized them and did until their QC, because I've been dealing with the QC guy, and as far as he knows, they were racked once and anodized once.
Right.
He checked the cameras, but he obviously only checked the cameras when he knew they ran it. I think they stripped them. They ran them and then stripped them and then re-ran them. And now they're fancy paperweights.
Oh, shit.
Well, at least until I make custom pins. But yeah, for now, fancy paperweights, which is very annoying considering they were meant to be on sale today.
Yeah. Is there any saving the body, like other than making the pin?
No, I can salvage the bodies. I can't salvage the bodies right now.
Okay.
I'm better off remachining bodies and then having them not electropolish them and having them only anodize them. So
right, okay.
I was having them electropolished just to blend any machining marks. And now it's going to go there. and be anodized as is, because the machining marks are fine. Like, you can see there's tool paths, but there's not like there's chatter or anything like that. So I'm just going to have them anodized, and my holes can get smaller, and then I can just use a bigger press to press the pins in.
Right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
safer way
So
for sure. Yeah.
yeah, there. I mean, I did consider leaving everything like half a millimeter smaller. Same process, and then remachining it when it comes back. But that is, in my opinion, a tad on the risky side,
Well, and yeah,
because
it's
any
it's
mishandling,
going
you're going to ding the body. Like,
and it's going in a machine. Like you said, as long as the machining marks on it look nice,
yeah,
like
100%.
no one's gonna care. Like I'm gonna be happy if I buy a piece that's gonna go in my machine and it looks like it
Yeah.
was made on a machine and the machining marks look pretty. I was like, yeah, put it like yeah,
No,
go
like
nuts. If it's
there's
all chowdery and chattery, no, but
yeah,
like
no, but there's literally the finishing passes on certain things are done in such a way that they look pretty.
mhm.
Yeah, there's some dumb things I do to make it look really pretty. So yeah, I was a little bit annoyed because that has put us behind schedule. Like my supplier for aluminium has a 5 day wait on cutting at the moment.
Yeah. Oh.
So yeah, it's a little bit annoying. But it is what it is. Everything else is done for the batch, so almost done for the batch. So I just need to get
Mm.
the material for the bodies this week and spend another 3 days machining bodies. Because
Is
it's
the
literally 3 days worth of production.
is the body machining like is it fairly dialed? Like is it just
Oh
basically
yeah,
pure machine
pretty well.
time?
Yeah, pure
Okay.
machine time. I only have one pallet for it though, which is a little annoying. But I think I ran them. I was keeping the machine running like 90% of the day. So machine
Wow.
stops.
Okay.
Swap out the because I'm making an anchor point on an anchor point. So all
Right,
the
of
op
course.
ones
Yeah.
will run through those, run one at a time through the vise. Then they get stacked, and then they get bolted onto a fixture, dropped in the anchor point, and I hit go. And now my process for that is it comes off, I unbolt it, blow off the excess coolant, put it on the shelf, load another one, put it in the machine, hit go, and then I do the little bit of cleaning and hand deburring that was still needing to be done. I've got a way around that now while the machine's running. So like my downtime, I think the op2 cycle is 47 minutes and the
Mm.
machine stops for less than 2.
Oh,
So
nice.
the
Okay.
machine stops, I'm there, I swap the part out. Worst case, I tell it to notify me when the part's done, and then we've stopped for a whole 5 minutes before it's running again.
Yeah. Oh,
And I'm
I mean,
going to be
that's good, I
picking
guess.
up a hydraulic holder to try and get a little bit better finish on the walls. Worst case, I rub it with a Scotch-Brite pad and it looks fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that is also
Yeah.
the option. I can Scotch-Brite the sides before it goes to anodize. Like I used to hand sand parts before when I anodized them.
Right. Yeah. No, it might be better than yeah the electropolishing, especially if
Yeah.
exactly if they're like, oh, we'll just redo this. It's not going to matter. It's like, oh no, now you just
No, they
ruined
have strict
everything.
instructions never to rework my stuff, and I think someone reworked it and didn't tell anybody,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is
That
a
sounds the
little
part.
bit, yeah, a little bit infuriating, but it is what it is. Like, I'm not, I'm going to convince them to credit me for this batch of anno and they can do the next 2 batches for free, but I know I'm not going to, I know I'm not going to get my money out of them for the material and the machining, so I'm not even going to try.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're
No, I
going to
think
tell me go
that's
find
fair.
another anodizer. And that was the
Yeah. That's
response
it.
from a lot of the guys on Insta was just find another anodizer. All anodizers are shit. These guys are the least shit. That's why I work with them. Like
Yeah.
shit
That's kind of what I've
happens.
found. Yeah.
Like shit
Yeah. I don't.
happens. At least they're trying to figure out why and prevent it in future. So I
Yeah.
will
Well, and
be like,
that's
it's all you can ask for.
well, and it's such a low priced like procedure, and it's usually on finished parts. I get it. Like I get it why they don't care because they're like, whatever. You're only
Yeah,
paying us, $100 for
dude.
this batch. So it's like,
Yeah, not even. Um,
yeah. So
yeah, 22 parts. So on this batch, put this thing into dollars. On this batch, I paid $1.89 per part for them
that's
to scrap
nuts.
it
Like,
for me. Like, yeah, it's silly. It's silly cheap,
yeah.
and you can understand. Like, so I went there. They were like, "Listen, can you come through? We got a few parts we're not sure about the finish on." I went through. I'm like, "Okay, here is the finished part. These are the A surfaces. Everything else, I literally don't give a shit about." So we're going
Mhm.
to change the way it's being racked as well to prevent some runs that we're having on the front of on the top of the part, and the holes they're using. I'm going to give them a drawing. This is how it needs to be racked to prevent every possible issue that I can foresee with anodizing. Short of
Yeah.
anodizing
Yeah.
myself, that's the best I can do. And I don't want to be in the business of running anodize for a living.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Like,
exactly. Yeah.
it's not fun. and the consistency won't be there. So yeah, right now I have paperweights, which will probably get made into mooring points and harbors, just because then the
Mm.
Langston size doesn't actually matter, and the step pins will solve that problem.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Bummer.
but yeah, we'll get on to high precision turning at some point, um, because I have a plan to use silver steel, rough the pins, send them for heat treat, and then hard turn them to final diameter, and then use an angle grinder to cut them off of the bar stock. So I do a piece of bar stock with a pin on each end. That way, when I hard turn, I assume it's concentric because I'm doing it in one setting, and then grind it off, grind the back, and then press them in.
Okay.
A little annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
It's a
I
work.
guess so.
It's a workaround for now. Like, there's not much I
Yeah.
can do. I definitely want to keep the standard pitch and size across all anchor points. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
where
totally.
the tricky bit comes in. But yeah,
Oh,
so
bummer.
yeah, a bit of a bummer. But anyway, on a positive note, how was your screwing around this week?
My screwing around, conversely to your start of the week, whatever, went fantastically well. I had like 19 different things I was going to change with the process, and I was like, you know what, I have to be a good little boy and change one thing at a time. I ended up actually changing three things at once, just not even thinking about it, because I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll just put in a new tool holder and I'll use my existing tool, and I'll run it. And then I realized I had slightly changed one of the finishing profile. I had changed the tool holder, which is the main thing I wanted to change.
yeah,
And then I also added a kind of a roughing stage in there, and I was like, I shouldn't have added all these at once. But it worked out. I machined every single blank I had on one tool, which normally was blowing up after like 10 or 12 screws. So now I
okay,
machined, I don't know, like 40 or 50 screws without issue.
yeah,
So it's one of those things worked. Either which I honestly
all
think
three.
yeah, I don't think all three are playing together, honestly. I think the roughing stage I added, like it comes in with a 132nd to rough out, it's a T8 torque pocket in the top of my screws for the
It's friggin'
un
tiny.
unfamiliar. It's fairly small.
Yeah,
So I come in with a 132nd to after I drill it all out. I come in with a 132nd to rough it out, which honestly doesn't take much because those little points on a Torx are fairly tiny. So even a 132nd diameter tool can't really get far into there.
yeah,
But I thought maybe if it just relieved enough of it, it would help. And then I spiral down with a 15 thou end mill, which is like a 0.35 millimeter.
yeah.
And I just
Did you
spiral
say
all the way
spiral?
down.
That's just following the Torx pattern.
Yeah,
Okay.
following the profile on the inside and just goes
Using a
down.
ramp or using
Using
a
a ramp.
contour.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Using a contour
it
with a ramp.
a contour with a ramp. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's constant engagement. Like there's no
Yeah.
Z step. It's just the Z is
Yeah.
slowly
Just
moving
ramps.
down, and it's taking like a thou depth of cut every pass around.
Okay. So
And
making
it's
dust.
basically it's making dust, and as fast as I can push it, because tiny tools, you don't get a
Yeah.
lot of SFM out of them. So it takes a while, but it's been reliable, so I can't
What
bitch.
RPM were you running at?
16,000, just because it's gonna run
Nice.
like for 8 hours.
Yeah.
So I could probably run it at like my mill can do 18,000, and you can probably spike up to 20,000 if you want to. But I was like, I'll save the bearings. I'll run it
Does
80% and just
does your
let it be
machine have a
happier.
chiller?
No, it doesn't.
Oh, okay. That makes a difference.
So
Mine does.
yeah, I don't want to cook them,
Yeah.
and I don't
No,
care.
no, no.
Like if it lasts or if it runs 20%, like if it runs instead of running for an hour to do a pallet of screws, it runs for an hour and 15 minutes. Like
Yeah,
I
no,
don't care.
100%.
Like I'm probably
Doesn't
not going to
matter.
be here when it's running. Yeah.
No,
So
100%.
yeah. So anyways,
No, no.
I was super
Yeah.
pleased to get that done. So,
Yeah, no.
but
At least you got that somewhat dialed.
yeah, well, I have no screws, so that's the problem. Is like
Yeah,
I
you
can't build the
have
next
to.
batch of pens, and like I have to get it done. And I could order more from the States, but I don't want to. Like I just
Yeah,
don't want
no.
to order more screws. And mine are better
Speaking of,
now. Like the
well, there we
unfortunate
go.
part is mine are better than the ones I have made on like a nice Swiss with live
Yeah,
tooling. Like his screws he makes me are really nice, but this is tie connector screws. I'm very pleased with the screws. They're beautiful, but they're not as nice because that's not his business. Like, I mean, his business is making screws. They should be nicer, quite
yes.
honestly. But they're made at a price, I guess. Like,
Yeah, they're
they're
made
not as
to a
nice.
plus. No,
Yeah, like
100%.
the Torx, like he drills it bigger, so when he mills out the Torx, like you don't have as much engagement on the driver. Whereas like
Okay.
the ones I
You
made
want
have full
proper.
engagement on the driver. So like you can crank them as hard as you want, and you'll break the thread, and the drive will be perfect.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Whereas his, I'll break the drive before I break the thread. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of Torx screws, I ordered some from the UK on Wednesday afternoon. They said they'd be
Hmm.
here on Friday. They were not. Well, they were. Technically, they were. They were in the country on Friday. Then UPS happened.
Uh-oh.
UPS like to hold your parcel until day 9 and then send you a invoice, hoping you don't pay and they can charge you storage fees. But anyway, I got my invoice from them today. 30% duty on frickin' screws. I'm assuming it's
Ooh.
because we make them locally. Good luck buying a Torx screw in South Africa. Good
Oh
luck.
yeah.
I challenge anybody in South Africa to find me where I can buy a Torx countersink screw because you cannot. I have tried. I've been told that it's too special. So anyway, I buy them from the UK from Accu. Um, some smarter literate ordered 50 screws. So I'm making 20 things. They use 2 screws each. I'll just order 50 screws. I'm 40. I've got 10 spares. Turns out the thing uses 4 screws. So I had half as many
Uh-oh.
screws as I needed. So I ordered 400 screws from them on Wednesday and then got bent over sideways because the shipping from them is just on $60. So it was $60 worth of screws, $60 shipping, and then $60
Ooh.
import duties.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it was rough, and they arrive tomorrow. So then I can go deliver that
Oh.
job finished. Yeah, it was very very rough. But I mean, I haven't been sharing much on Instagram because I've been polishing molds all day, and not really meant to share the mold stuff I'm doing. So yeah,
Yeah.
it ran fine.
Oh
Lots of
yeah.
sanding. Yeah, quite a bit of sanding. I probably spent
Hmm.
like 4 hours today sanding them. Six
Ooh.
molds. So not too bad. My
Oh.
fingers and my
Okay.
shoulders are sore, but 6 hours,
Six
yeah,
molds. That's
six
not bad.
molds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah.
two
Okay.
more cavities coming. I'm waiting for material. Those are 400 by 600 millimeters.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the ones that are
Big
going to run
boys.
all night. Yeah, they're running through the night.
Gotcha.
So yeah, waiting for that material to arrive, and then waiting for Tufnell to arrive. Then going to set up with the vacuum chuck and run through all that stuff in one file swoop
Mm-hmm.
because I need the vacuum chuck to actually do that job. But that's all got to be done by the end of the month. So waiting on my aluminium supplier. They're also delivering the last bits and bobs for the anchor points, and then I think I might just run those like through the night, quickly get the backers and the toe clamps done, so that
Mm-hmm.
I'm not waiting on anything really for the anchor point.
Gotcha.
Because
Yeah.
yeah,
That makes sense.
then it's just bodies. Then as soon as I'm done with the toughness and whatnot, I can run bodies, or if I can get material for the bodies quickly enough, I can slip it in front of the queue. But I don't think I'm going to be that lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I'm
Oh.
waiting on cutters as well, coming from China. Long reach 1 millimeter ball noses. They should be
Oh.
arriving
Okay.
shortly. But
For the mold work or
yeah, for the big molds, there's a 1 millimeter radius because Roger.
oh,
Or sorry,
okay.
0.5 radius. I don't know. It was a sharp corner, but he knows better than that. So I've got some ball noses coming in, so I can just surface those little things. So everything gets surfaced with a 4 mil, and that'll get surfaced with a much with a 1 mil. I might be able to use a
Mm,
6 millimeter ball nose on this job. I'm going to see because that'll cut cycle time significantly. Although
mm-hmm.
at this point I've charged for the cycle time. But yeah, I'm supplying polished molds because it's easier than convincing Fusion to do what I want. It's easier to just sand the bloody mold. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it really isn't too bad. I hit it with some 600 grit, then I hit it with 1,500 grits, and then I bought a rubber buffing compound wheel block thing that you give it a rub with, and it gives a nice smooth finish. If they want it shinier than that, well, they can sand it. Like it's all nicely blended, and because I did have
Well, I
a
guess.
little bit of inconsistency, I noticed. Because I increased my step over, and then I was noticing there were some sections where you can't feel it, but you can see it, and it looks
Mm-hmm.
like it might have just been a following error over the curve. Like because
Mm,
it'll be good, it'll be the same, and then it'll be you can see it's a little bit higher in one section, a little bit lower in another. So I don't know if it's got to do
mm-hmm.
with how Fusion's putting out the points, or if it's just the machine being the machine.
Are you running
Oof,
like a cycle 832 or whatever?
no,
No. Okay.
I
Wonder if
wasn't
that's it.
because I've tried fighting with that for like all of 10 minutes and then gave up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like I
Huh.
actually need to do it because my roughing cycles are fucking jittery as hell. because I'm going
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
fast on the roughing cycles. So I would like to actually mess around with that, but I tried to output it from Fusion, and the controller wasn't happy with me. I can't remember why. I did mess around with it for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
but that actually brings up. I wanted to ask you about your tool break detect macros. Are you just using the built-in tool break detect cycle on your machine, or what are you doing for tool break detect?
The built-in, and I'm not even messing with it yet. So
Okay.
it's unknown if it works or not.
Okay. Because yeah, mine. If you want, I'll send you my code, my TBD code. I do need to add some extra functionality, or I need to modify my post. One of the two. So either I need to modify my post that at the beginning of every operation, it will add in whatever the work coordinate set is.
Mm,
Because I know we discussed this a while ago, where I went and did a tool break detect between operations with the same tool and nearly crashed
hmm Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I changed to G598 so that I can wrap it above the tool center and then just boop it instead of waiting a month of Sundays for it to come down. Um, so I've got that little script. I would like to store the current work offset. I just have not bothered reading enough manuals to do that. It's one of those things that it's
Yeah.
not super critical, so I haven't done it.
Yeah, no,
Like,
totally.
yeah, you know how it goes. Find other more exciting things to do.
Yeah, well, I know when I dropped the like when I had those issues with the fourth axis, they sent me a brand new like PLC to load into the control to like change
Yeah.
everything, and they're like, okay, move the machine to its machine zeros, or like make sure it's at machine zeros because you're going to reset the control and it's going to reset everything. Um, but then after I did that procedure, my tool touch off macro just throws alarms at me. It's like
Oh shit.
access
Okay.
over travel or something. I'm like, oh shit. So it's something, but I've already like same thing before I did this. I envisioned this might happen, so I made sure I had like
Yep.
the
Solid
I used
backup.
one of my offsets and just like put my
Yeah.
offset where the tool. So I was like, okay, I can do this manually if I need to.
Yeah.
But yeah, it killed all the automated processes, and I just haven't gotten around to fixing it
Yeah.
yet. So
Hasn't been urgent
eventually.
enough to fix it. Speaking of X5s with fourth axes, do you follow
Mhm.
Noddy Performance? Hang on.
Naughty performance.
Let me
Like,
not ruin his name. Um,
okay, I'll look it up.
Noddy. Yeah.
Ah, ah.
Noddy's Performance. Yeah, Noddy's Performance on Instagram.
Like naughty spelled like a bad girl.
Nodys
Oh,
Performance.
okay, never mind. Or bad boy. Naughty
Um,
performance. Okay,
yeah.
whatever your flavor is. Okay, sweet. Now I follow him. Aussie
Dude,
made CNC products.
Aussie mate. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought he
sick.
was
Oh, he's
from.
got a little. Oh, I'm
Dude,
gonna shake this guy's fucking
dude,
tree. Okay.
dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at his most recent Instagram post quickly. There will be a link to this in the show notes for anyone else who wants to follow along. Because, dude, I didn't realize. I thought he was following me. Um, Turns out he wasn't. So I liked his story, and he started following me, and I messaged him like, "Dude, if it's dumb and it works, it isn't dumb."
Oh, that's he's got the whole fifth act or the fourth axis canted over on the table on the
Yep,
X5. Oh,
yep,
I gotta go shake this dude's tree.
dude,
I have questions
brilliant,
for him.
dude. Oh no, no, he makes what's it? A jet ski engine, billet jet ski engine on his X5 and his
Yeah,
lathe.
yeah.
Literally
Oh,
bolts it to the turret and line
yeah.
balls it with his lathe. The Soak is a magician.
Oh, oh, I like this guy's content. Oh, I'm gonna binge the shit out of this tonight.
Yeah, no, dude. I've been
Okay,
following him for years. For some reason, I thought
okay,
he was in the UK. Obviously, never read his profile. But yeah, link will
cool.
definitely be in the show notes because worth checking out. His work is amazing.
No doubt. I want to see what
Yeah.
control he has on that five. If he has a Siemens, I
Uh
really have to
don't
bug
think
him.
it's the Siemens.
Probably
But
not. It
it's
never
it's
is.
old. He's had his machine for years. I think it's probably the
Hmm.
Syntec or the. Don't think it's GSK.
Oh wow, yeah, he's got cool shit. Okay, I will quit looking at this. That's cool.
Yeah,
You're
no.
doing cool work, my dude. If you ever listen to this, you're doing cool work.
Yeah, no. I think I might just hit him up and say, listen, bro, we mentioned you quite thoroughly in the podcast. But yeah, his stuff, like, dude, that I saw that and I just giggled because I was literally discussing doing that with a customer this week or last
That's
week.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
cool.
yeah, if it's dumb and it works, it isn't dumb.
Speaking of people
But
doing cool work, I just listened to the latest with Intolerance.
with Zap,
Uh no, with the guy that runs Cafatech. Or maybe sorry, it wasn't the most recent, it was the second most recent.
with
He
David
does like
Sauce.
custom. No, he does custom coffee grinders, like for
Oh
espresso.
yes, yeah, no, that was really good.
Oh, that's a good episode. Anyways, go check out his Instagram too. They're so pretty. I want one. I like coffees. I'm a big coffee nerd and I really like his work. But yeah, he's been talking about all kinds of cool stuff.
Danica's straight up gonna swear at me when she eats the stock.
You can't spell it. You can't spell it like
I
that.
spelt it incorrectly on purpose to annoy my wife.
Okay.
The South Africans will know where I went with this, but hopefully no one else will.
I'm not even South African, and I know that one. So
yeah, Danica's gonna swear at me in the morning. It's gonna be great. That was a really good episode as well. So was the one with Zap, and the one before with Dave Prasad. It was. Yeah, there's been some killer content lately.
No doubt, yeah. Dylan is crushing it.
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. And thank you to Dylan. He's one of our patrons.
Yeah, well, and thanks for the entertainment. Like I love when people have interesting people to talk to, and it's super cool to hear people's story. And yeah.
Speaking of, our next episode is a guest episode, so we will pull some strings behind the scenes and make that happen. But cool. You guys can expect a guest. We have some people somewhat lined up. We'll go rattle trees this week. And then
cool, yeah, I'm excited.
I actually got a message from one of them before the podcast to ask if we did a Q&A this week. We didn't do a Q&A this week, but we did one last week, and some questions came in a bit after the thing. So before we get to the Q&A, I want to shout out our Patreons, because we have a Patreon for the show. It makes the wheels on the show go round and round. And big shout out to all our patrons. Thank you very much. And an especially big shout out to Jake from Benchmark 20 and Luke from Fabtastic. They're at the top tier. If you want to get a shout out, you can join and you'll get a shout out. And then if you want to keep getting shouted out, you can join on one of the higher tiers. That Patreon is there to, recoup Zencaster being thieves. And then also to get a new camera. And if INTS happens next year, then it's going towards us having a Joel there. We'll convince Curt to come with, even though he says he doesn't want to. We'll make him. We'll fly to Canada and drag him.
That's next step. That's going to happen. Anyways, carrying on.
Anyway, so we did a Q&A last week on Instagram, which I have now managed to successfully lose on my phone. I had it open, and then EJ sent me a message. He is busy. I don't know if you follow EJ, Nocturnal Welding.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, he's driving the struggle bus hard. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bit rough. He's doing some Subtract parts. Speaking of, if you guys are looking to have parts made, check out Subtract Manufacturing. They make parts, kind of like Xometry, but all domestic in the US. A bunch of small shops together, so they can be more than the sum of their parts. But yeah, check them out.
I wasn't following him, so sorry, my dude. Okay. I'm following you now. I thought I was.
Yeah, I know
just
he
come
listens,
across my feed enough, I guess.
He just messaged me now. He scrapped the parts for the third time. He's really struggling with these parts. Like, they keep moving. It's two pieces that get welded together and then machined, and I think it's driving him a bit crazy. I don't know if you follow this guy. I know you know him. Ringinator.
Ringinator?
Yes.
How do I not?
Hang on.
I don't. Doesn't ring a bell. Haha.
Nice.
Welcome to our podcast where we just call out people continuously for the entire show.
That is the podcast. Sorry, just looking through to see if this is the person I think it is. Martin. Oh no, different person. Okay. Anyway, Ringinator asked us, "What is your favorite flavor of mustard?" Very important questions. German mustard. What else you can have with a freaking Brockwurst?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, no, I like all mustards, honestly. Honey mustard.
I hate Dijon mustard. That can just get thrown out the window, and the one for little bollikies can also just get yeeted out the window.
Good to me too. Whatever works.
Okay, and then more on topic. This one I assume is aimed more at me from Charles White. Are there any weird laws around manufacturing in SA or exporting manufactured products? No. There are fancy things called tariffs that some big Cheeto keeps changing. But other than that, there's nothing specific. We do kind of get a bit of a VAT exemption or tax exemption, apparently, if I'm exporting goods, because it's bringing money into the country, allegedly. So anyway, need to look into that. But yeah, as far as I know, there's nothing Yeah, there's no special legal things. And then another question from Charles was, what's your opinion about Fusion Manager or Fusion Operations, and would you ever invest in those? I don't know what Fusion Managers. I'm assuming Fusion Manager and Fusion Operations are aimed at people who have large groups of people designing things to help with basically branching designs and things to that effect. I see Curt
Hmm.
going for the mouse, so I assume he's
Yeah,
quickly Googling it.
I have no idea either. So
Yeah, no,
sorry, I can't.
I'm assuming that's got more to do with large operations. Like I think both Kurt and I are one man shops with no real intentions of adding people to our fusion. So yeah, not really something we look at using. I mean, we used to use Fusion where I used to work. If I was logged into a file, the other guys couldn't log into it. It was what it was. We had a folder called Workity Work, which I actually still owned until I moved to Fusion Hubs. I hadn't worked there for 6 years, and I still owned all their designs on my Fusion account. It was great.
Yeah, yeah,
Their
yeah,
yeah, their IT infrastructure was hilarious. Um,
yeah.
Kind of curious if Joshua actually found his adjustable wrench from last week. I guess I'd have to mention. I'll just have to message him. Yeah, he was making T-nuts for his turret this morning.
I saw that. Yeah, they're pretty.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
yeah, they're
no,
pretty
they look
peanuts.
freaking spiffy. Curved T-nuts. Yeah, interesting way of attaching a turret. But anyway, cool. So yeah, sorry. Thought I'd get that out of the way before we forget about it and get distracted as we tend to do. Um,
Hmm.
yeah. So what is? I'm sorry. I'm busy reading things. I'm very good at reading. Yeah. What's cooking with your fourth axis?
So I'm still trying to like. I don't know if I mentioned a long while ago that like when it does its profiling, like let's say I'm cutting a shape on a round tube, then I'm rotating in the fourth, and then moving back and forth in
Yes.
X. I'm seeing like a movement from where it should be. Like let's say if I cut a perfect triangle, if I want to put a triangle over like for one of my iso grip patterns, if I want to put a triangle over a rotated tube, I'm seeing it kind of skew like convex in one direction. Let's say the diagonal of the triangle. Um, this is getting
Sorry, trying to figure
complicated.
out. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Imagine a triangle. You have one straight line, which is just like a pure X move, and then
Sure.
you have two 45s, if you want to think of it that way. You kind of go up
60s,
to the
but
point,
sure.
or yeah, 120, 60s, whatever. You go up to the point, and you come back down to the point.
Yeah.
Um, those two lines, which are, if you were doing them on a 3-axis machine, they would involve your X and Y moving together to
Yes.
make the diagonal. On a rotary, it's moving the X and it's rotating the fourth, and that's how you get your
Yeah.
diagonal line. So the thing I'm seeing is one side of that like that diagonal is bulged out and the other side is bulged in. And if I change the direction of travel, like climb to conventional, it swaps. So that just to me it means that the rotary isn't moving fast enough. Like it's hitting the points, the endpoints are perfect, but it's
Okay.
accelerating too slowly in comparison to the X, which is weird because it should be synced perfectly.
It
Just
should be,
the
yes. Is it
the
not? It's
control
not
should
doing.
know that.
It's not doing some weird center point thing.
No, no, I've disabled center point just for that reason because I was like, well, maybe it's doing something bizarre, but no, and the thing is, if I slow it way down, I slowed it down to 1%. So like it cuts at about this specific cut's moving at about 40 inches per minute, which is well within the realms
That's a
of all the
decent
axes.
speed. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's a
but even the
decent speed.
rotary, like if
Yeah,
I
should
back
be able.
calculate the
Yeah,
rotary,
no,
it goes
should be
the
fine.
rotary can do 100 and like 107 or 120 inches per minute, no problem at that diameter.
Yeah,
It's diameter related. But if I slow it way down, so it's going at like 2 inches per minute, it cuts perfectly. Like it cuts the diagonals dead square. Everything is perfect. And as I keep speeding up, it
well,
starts to
if your
get out
diagonal's
of
square, we got problems. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
sorry, diagonal in line.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
makes it a straight line. Is that not got something to do with the G822 or whatever that code
I
was? You spouted at me earlier.
832 the cycle
The
832 on a
smoothing.
Siemens. Yeah, the smoothing it should be. I'm running smoothing, and it's running like for that operation. It's running 2/10 tolerance to path, so
Okay,
that shouldn't be it. And it
and
also in Siemens you
yeah,
group axes. You can group your
yeah,
X and your fourth together. So I think
okay.
it's something in
So they
there.
move
I
in
sent a
sync.
message
Yeah,
to yeah, I sent a message to Sile, and they're like, "Your code
yeah.
is perfect."
Um,
They're like, "What?"
Out
They're
of
like, "Are you using a
curiosity,
tailstock?" I'm like, "What do you mean a tailstock? Get lost." So, anyways,
yeah.
I think I'm on my own for this.
Um, just out of curiosity on that, if you enable points in Fusion, how many points are you using to drive that line? Is it start and end, or is it a bunch of points along the line?
It's a bunch of points along the line. Yeah.
Okay, no, just checking, because that would be
Yeah.
something. If it's front point and back point, there could be some weirdness going on. But if it's multiple points along, I can't see why it wouldn't
You know
hit
what?
all those points.
That's a good point to just I should repost it with just like 3 points of a triangle, cuz then it should spit out just one line of code.
One
Even
line
though
of
it's like
yeah,
inverse time code, it should be one line of code that handles it. Yeah, it's a good point. I should try that cuz I wonder if
yeah. It would
wonder
be
if something
interesting to see
spooky
what
is
it
going
does,
on
because
there.
that would tell you if there's some backlash comp or something hidden somewhere. Because when you say you go
Yeah.
conventional to climb and it mirrors it, that says to me that there's backlash comp happening somewhere that is not needed.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never really
I
considered
wouldn't
that.
be surprised if there was backlash comp on either backlash on the rotary or
Mhm.
backlash comp enabled on the rotary that doesn't need to be there.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
Because
Cuz yeah,
if
and it's like it repeats perfectly, so it's something
then
related and like
I would
that's good. And
I would
it's
lean
but
on
it's
yeah
speed
that's
dependent, which is weird. Unless it
yeah
doesn't
that is also yeah that's kind of creepy, but yeah, that's interesting that it's doing that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
and I
yeah,
don't know why like
a fun thing to try and problem solve.
well, and everybody should be encountering this. Like it's not like it's not I'm not chasing a 2 thou path deviation. Like this deviation is
No,
like 20 thou. Like it's
it's
visible.
clearly
Um
visible. Yeah,
yeah, so something's up.
that's
Something's up.
yeah, that's very
I don't know
weird.
what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that I would be very curious to see what happens when you do it with less points. But even
Mm,
still, like if it's hitting all the points, I would expect it to be better than yeah.
yeah.
It sounds like some kind of compensation to me.
Yeah,
Just because
it's
it's bowing the way you're describing it, it's when it's going this way and when it's going the opposite direction, it's the opposite. That
totally.
leads
Yeah.
me to think it's some kind of compensation going on.
Yeah, and you could like imagine if I could watch it in slow motion, I would see the like if I could somehow see where both axes should be, I would see the fourth axis initially lag, and then it would catch up in the and then it would catch up by the end. So it's like,
I'm
mm,
assuming you're watching the controller while this is running.
it's a quick operation, but yeah, I am. But I mean,
I
like
would,
every line, it's going through
and
like
there's
many
no
lines of
funny
code.
y-axis happening there.
No, no y-axis
Okay,
at all.
just making sure that it's not like doing some weird shit with the y-axis that you're not expecting and you haven't noticed, but you wouldn't have not noticed that.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
stripped it out just to make sure it doesn't even
okay,
post y-axis. Yeah,
okay, no, because I mean that is another option. That Fusion's doing some weird shit and trying to compensate for something and pushing the y, and that would also add some
yeah,
funny business.
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, you never
Like you
know.
said,
That's the problem. You should
you
out code
slow
out of Fusion and assume it's right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is you slow it right down, it's perfect. So I'm like, it's something. It's something weird. Like,
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
really weird because I know my machine will. If I try like tell it to go interpolate a bore at 10 millimeters diameter and tell it to go freaking 48 meters a minute, it's gonna do like 900 millimeters a minute because that's as fast as it can accurately hit all the points.
Yeah, totally.
So
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
they will slow themselves down to hit your smoothing tolerance, and you obviously not anywhere near that point.
Yeah. So it's
Um,
like I said, it's something dumb. It's just
yeah, your
that's
tool's
the
bending out of the
problem.
way.
I wish. I wish it was something simple like you know what? No, it wouldn't be because no, because it's not changing the cut direction. If it was doing that, it would do it on both axes. Like if I'm pocketing, the tool is always seeing the cutting load on the whatever the
No,
incoming side of the cut.
if you've got a triangle and you're going this way, Kurt, it's going to push down towards me, and when you come back this way, it's going to push up towards me because the material's on the opposite side of it.
I
Your
have to
cut is
think about
bending out of the
this.
way because it's touching on the opposite wall.
I
Oh
can't
no,
see.
it would both be inwards. No, you're right. It would both be inwards.
Well, and like there's a finishing pass of like 2
Yeah,
thou.
fair
So
enough.
like
Yeah,
nah.
okay. So
Anyway,
it's not your
I'll
cutter
figure it
bending
out.
out
It's
of the
just
way.
no. And I've known about it forever and I've been trying to fix it forever. And like I said, I
Yeah,
have been talking to Sile and they're like, I don't know, everything looks perfect. Or like I'm like, well, haven't you encountered this before? Like this isn't
yeah. This
whatever.
shouldn't be something
Language,
new,
yeah,
but
language
yeah,
barriers and
yeah, all the
I'm
fun
sure
stuff.
they're sick of talking to me after all the fourth axis jargon. So it's like, all
Yeah,
right.
that's really really weird because
It's
I yeah,
bizarre.
that's really really. It seems like to me it seems like a backlashy type thing or something. Or
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. Or the
Hmm.
acceleration profile is not right on your uh on the fourth.
Yeah, but either way, it should
that
time it.
it's
Like
yeah,
the
it
controller
should.
should still
It should
time it,
still,
even if
because it
the
knows where the motor is, and yeah, that's the whole
yeah,
point of a
see,
closed loop CNC controller, is that it knows
even if
what's
it's
going
going
on.
slow, yeah, it would be like, oh, I'll just have to slow the X down to keep up
Yeah,
with the fourth or vice versa. And,
yeah,
I'll crack it. I know I'll crack it. It's
that's
just
strange. But yeah,
yeah,
anyway, yeah.
glad I don't
So
depend on it right now.
yeah, no, good thing that you don't depend on right now, because it's yeah, being a Sal.
Yeah, but I mean, tis the risk you take when you buy a
Yes.
quote budget machine. So
Yeah. Well, that's exactly it. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, you remember my little wire chopper that I made?
I did. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that story this morning.
Yeah, remember I struggled the last time to do 15 kgs of wire, and I melted the leg
Yeah,
feeder? Yeah, I just
yeah.
built an extruder for like a 3D printer type extruder on a NEMA 23 motor with a MIG wire gear that I had wire cut open. I've run 45 kilos in 2 days.
I
It
was
takes
amazed
three and a half hours.
how
Yeah.
fast that reel was spinning.
So I put a frequency thingy on my phone. It's the cutting is happening at it was 24 hertz, so 1,440 strokes per minute.
Wow.
It
Wow. That's
just goes
cooking
brrr
along.
and runs. So I ran through that roll in 3.5 hours through a 15 kg
Wow.
roll. Yeah, no, it's zooming along now. I'm going to do another 15 kg roll tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah, so I've got, at least I got that dialed finally. Like I was going to machine all the parts out of Ali and like make it all billet bits, and I was like, hang on,
Yeah.
let me just print out a PTG, see if it works. If it works, I'll do aluminium. The motor doesn't even get hot. I'm like, screw it, it can stay as PTG.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Yeah.
I actually broke off a wood screw from the vibration today. I went there like, why's the motor skew? Had a look, pulled the head of the screw out. I'm like, well, shit.
I'm surprised the cutting end is like maintaining for that because it's making a lot of freaking cuts.
Yeah, but it's also hardened K110 tool steel or hardened gauge plate.
Still, you're whacking the hell out of it continuously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's
Impressive.
why it's all hardened. Like I literally went to a customer and hardened the pieces so that they would be hard as hell, that they weren't going to wear out. And so far, we're at that cutting end is what it's done now. 75 kilos of material.
So
It'll be
that's so many
90
cuts.
kilos tomorrow. It's freaking silly.
And that's in one focused little area of whatever, how 2 millimeters or whatever that is. Like that's a
1.1.
lot. That's a lot of metal moving past another piece of metal.
Yeah, I put oil on it every like 2 hours. Squirt some whey oil into it, and then it quietens down for a bit. But yeah, it's a tool. Like it's made of tool steel. It's doing tool steel things. I'm surprised the mild steel body hasn't worn out yet, because it's tool steel rubbing on a piece of mild steel. But again, it's lubricated and there's no funny forces involved. It's pretty well constrained. So it's literally just a shear force. So it'll do the thing. And when it gets blunt, I'll grind it sharp again. Because it's not even sharp. It's a square edge that just ka-tunk shears off.
Right.
And it only needs, I think it only needs like 4 Newton meters to actually make the cut. 4 or 5 Newton meters. Yeah, I tested it on a step. I had a stepper on a gearbox to figure out kind of how much force. And then I put a closed loop stepper on it. 8.5 Newton meter that just spins at 1,000 watt, like 1,500 RPM. With an Arduino, you got to pull the wire off and put it back onto the ground pin to get it to start, and then it runs. Because I can't use one of the little stepper drivers I have, because its signals are 3.3 volts, and this closed loop stepper driver only runs on 5 volts. It will not run on 3.3 volts. It's really frustrating. Like signals. So yeah, a bit annoying, but it is what it is. It's running now. I need to put it. I want to rebuild it to be a little bit neater, and then it can go to the customer. Like then he can run it. I don't have to listen to it go brrr all day.
Yeah, it's a little Mad Maxy looking.
If it's dumb and it works, it isn't dumb. I literally cobbled it together out of a piece of chipboard that I had laying around. One of the things I was told to address. So we got some more shout outs on Taps and Patience for the anchor point. And I'm looking at my traffic. I'm like, we're getting good traffic, but we're not getting checkouts. And I think it's got to do with the tariffs notification I put on the website. Clearly stating that the tariffs are not my problem. It's in the T's and C's, so it's still there, just behind a little I accept T's and C's button. So we took it off today, and we'll see if that affects anything. But regarding the tariffs, I got an email from Tunnel, my shipping agent, the guys who
Mhm.
apparently, pull miracles off with FedEx. Um, the new tariffs are coming into effect as of the 1st because the Cheeto got grumpy. And
Allegedly.
it's a Yeah, well, alleged. Yeah, allegedly the tariffs are coming in on the 1st. As it stands, it's a 30% tariff on any orders into the US that are over $800 because Dominus, whatever, still applies. I wasn't sure if it was going to still apply, but it does still apply according to my shipping agents. So that is why if you buy 2 anchor points, you get charged shipping twice because shipping twice is cheaper than 30% duties. So yeah, going forward, everything that ships out will be under $800 per box to make sure that it gets in there without you having to pay additional tariffs because some dickhead decided that he wanted to charge tariffs. But yeah, so
Yeah.
addressing the tariffs, there are no tariffs on anchor points as far as we can tell, unless you live in any other country in the world that's used to paying tariffs and import duties. Because everyone else pays them because that's how the world works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
it's one of those
literally
talk.
sent it to Curt, and I'm like, hey, Curt, did you get any import duties? He's like, yeah, no, don't worry, sorted it out. Because you expect it. Because you live in any other country in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just thought
Uh.
I would address it because hopefully that will result in these last 4 units leaving my bloody house.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I would like them out of my house now.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to bark up your tree and get some, and then I'm gonna get you just to fill the box with as many pallets as you can until the UPS people yell at you,
Yeah,
and
yeah, we
then
can put
I'll
a
fill my
lot.
machine.
Yeah, no, I'm looking. I've got some 5 inch pallets that I want to do some testing on now because all my stuff I just
Oh,
fill into
cool.
4 inch pallets, unless I
Yeah,
use
yeah.
the mooring point and then it's a long pallet.
Mhm.
I've got to make some other pallets because I've got 800 Dutchman squeeze box reeds coming
Ooh, yeah, that'd
that
be
needs
good
to be
pallet work.
machined. So I'm going to make a second pallet that I can load the batches and only have a couple seconds downtime between cycles because the cycles aren't exactly long.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the second pallet is definitely needed there. Good thing I got a whole bunch in stock, so I can just steal one of those, and then I will make
Yeah.
another one. One of the advantages to having lots of pallets.
Yeah. Well, I was comfortably sitting at my desk, unscrewing all the screws from the fixture and just looking at the nice pallet system sitting right beside me and just being like, okay, this is one of the last times I have to play this stupid game with a machine just sitting idle as I load parts into it. So yeah,
Yeah, no,
I don't
having
know.
the pallet system
It's
is great.
well, it's like way less stress. Like I'm like way less stressed if the machine is running and making parts. I'm like, okay, well, if it takes me an hour to load, whatever. Throw a
Doesn't matter.
podcast on. Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm being productive when it's like when all the machines are stopped and they're waiting on me. Then I feel like run
Yeah.
fast. Like just feel like money is just flying out the door for no good reason. So
No, 100%. Like, I mean, even
yeah,
on the weekend, I was doing those little the Dutchman squeeze box reads, and I made a story saying this is where Anchor Point shines. Like, I have the pallet, I throw it into the machine, I load the code, I hit go, and all the legwork is done. Like, it's super quick to just put it in and run, and then I want to change something else. Like, it's great. I love it. Yeah, I'm probably going to be making a bunch more of those file guards. I don't know if I mentioned I was making knife makers filing guards.
yeah. I
That's what
remember
I
those.
needed
Yeah.
to buy more screws for because I can't count. So the
Mm.
screws coming tomorrow. I can go deliver the rest. The guy's sold out. Like he's going to place another
Oh
order.
wow. Oh,
Yeah,
sick. That's
he's
awesome.
coming in at a really competitive price. It's a little bit smaller than the other guys' ones because it doesn't need to be
Mm.
giant. So he's made a more cost-effective version. And obviously, with me machining it, do things cheaply apparently. I mean, we still make a freaking killing on these things, especially when I put a new M4 thread mill and don't have to retap everything by hand because I'm an illiterate. Yeah, I had to retap all the M4 holes in 60 parts
Ooh.
because, my thread mill's a little bit worse for wear, and I gauged it with a screw, not a tap, so it
Ah.
was a little bit on the
Mhm.
tight side. So I will finally retire that thread mill after a year and a half in my machine.
Aw.
I think all my thread mills in my machine are still the original ones that I put in the
Wow.
machine. I'm machining
Yeah.
aluminium; they don't wear out.
Yeah.
They machine steel occasionally, but not like majorly.
Yeah.
I've got to get some M2 thread mills now.
Cute. Those would be
Yeah, I
tiny.
know. I mustn't look at them because they'll just break. Yeah, I redesigned. So I had a meeting on Friday with the diesel guys. So I know their CEO was overseas. I thought he was still overseas. So I went to this meeting. He pulls in. I'm like, just the man I want to speak to. What's happening with your salespeople? Why aren't they selling stuff? He's like, no, they're busy. They've just put together the training that they can bring in new people for that. He wants to actually bring in a whole bunch of mold making expertise into the country because he went to China. You remember all the 3D printing I was doing?
Yep.
He was in China for a week. Came back with like 200 or 300 injection molded parts. They made the mold while he was in China.
Wow.
And injection molded samples.
Well, I mean, that's what they do. That's
they are
what they've
really
invested
freaking
in
skilled.
last,
So he wants to actually start getting that expertise. So basically, get guys who want to do it, and then bring the Chinese in and train the local guys how to do it. Because that's the only way you're going to learn is by doing it on the job. Anyway, I had a long chat to him. We had a meeting because they've been chasing a weird situation on the diesel tubes I make for the last like year. They could not figure out what it was. Turns out when they tension the wire down it's spring loaded. They're not bottoming the spring out, and when they screw the sensor in, it compresses the spring and loosens the wire. So their capacitance is all over the show. So yeah, I basically had a meeting with them. We did a bit of a redesign on the whole stack. Because I mean, I got given drawings, I made parts to drawing. I then established all the tolerances and whatnot. But the part screwed in. I'm like, why is this screwing in? It's getting held in place by a wire. You're not pre-installing it. You get a little bank bag with your connector, your wire, all the stuff in a little banky. You get to site. You then cut the tube to length, assemble the whole thing, pull the wire through, and tension it. It's held together by the wire. So I took the threads off, extended the depth of the hole by 3 millimeters, extended another piece by a few millimeters, like basically made it that I could, without changing too much stuff, I could adapt it going forward. And then I'm not charging them for design, so it's still my design. I'll charge them for parts, but I own the design. I don't think they realize that's happening, but I don't mind. Because there's a number in mind if they ever do want their design. And at that point, they don't really have an option. So yeah, anyway, and then we've got to change one or two things. I'm like, well, if you don't tell me there's a problem, I can't fix it. They had one tube start rattling out of 1,458 that have been delivered in the last year.
Oh,
it was one that was delivered in February that failed. So I'm like, no, if you tell me there's an issue, we can address the issue. So we've got to do some minor tweaks to the assembly process, and then we'll be all sorted. Nice. But yeah, they are seriously dilly-dallying with their sales. So I was giving them a lot of shit about that. But I redesigned their whole sensor housing as well. So I designed a sensor housing a while ago. And then I was looking at it, trying to come up with how the hell they're going to pot these the electronics. Because this thing it's a little, effectively a cup. You put the board in, screw it down, and then they pot. But the potting is at an angle. So you've got to obviously have some moldy dingus in there. So I had to look at them like, why are we doing it this way? Just because it's that way now doesn't mean it has to be that way. So I ended up redesigning it so that the part gets pressed through a PTFE bush on the top, screwed down, and then they can pot with silicon, not epoxy, because it's not going to be in direct contact with diesel, and then press in a anodized aluminium lid that they can get from China. And then they can easily laser engrave on that anodized aluminium as well.
Right. Oh, that makes more sense, yeah.
So I sent samples out to 3D printed samples over the weekend and sent them some 3D printed samples to play with.
That's cool.
So should be interesting. Yeah, I did take that off of my. So I'm just thinking about the Google boxing and how my Google box was violated yesterday.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I will probably tell you not in the after show after the podcast. I'll tell you what I Googled. It was quite entertaining. Yeah, no, there's no ways that is going to be associated with me on this podcast or anywhere. But it is quite funny. Anyway, so what have you been Googling this week, Curt?
I have been Googling a little bit more fun things than last time. Okay. Oh, good. Shoot.
Yeah, sorry. We skipped one of your topics.
Oh, whatever. I don't even know what it was. Oh, yeah. I bought my wife an HD streaming camera for our anniversary just for some extra job security.
Oh, jeez. Class for days.
I bought it for this stupid podcast, but I kept telling her, I was like, I'm going to post that you're buying it for your secondary income stream. She's like, okay.
Nice.
I was like, wait, okay as in we're going to do that, or okay as in something?
I was wearing my Chip Fans shirt yesterday. We had some friends over, along with one of the friends with her new boyfriend. So I was being
Nice.
classy as hell.
Yeah, I know. I wear mine at the grocery store, but no one gets it around here, so that's
I
whatever.
was
It is
wearing
what
my
it is.
face mail one at Quiz Night 2 weeks ago, and the dude comes to me,
Nice.
I love your shirt. I actually had someone the other day say, I recognize that logo. I'm like, dude, really? In public, you're going to announce you recognize that logo? Brave.
Hey,
Good
if you
job.
don't recognize that logo, I got questions for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I was getting gas. I was at the hardware store topping up my gas bottle for the little Sunflower of Justice heater. And a guy's like, I recognize that logo. I'm like, damn straight you do.
What's the sunflower of justice?
Oh, it's a little gas heater. It looks like a fucking
Oh,
sunflower.
okay.
So I call it Sunflower of
Okay.
Justice. It goes in my
Okay.
bathroom in the morning so that my toilet isn't fucking made of an icicle. It's cold here. It's like 1 whole degree for like 20
Oh,
minutes. Yeah,
yeah. That's
compared to you guys, this is warm, but yeah.
no. That's if you don't have insulation in your house, that'd be cold. Like that'd be
Well,
yeah.
that's the thing. We don't have insulation. Well, I have lots of spare insulation. Well, I haven't told you the. We'll save that for the after show of how Jamie bought insulation twice. There we
Yeah.
go. There's a
You
lead
did.
to the after show.
I think you did mention that last time that you bought the wrong
Uh,
thickness, but
yes, but
I
I
think
bought more.
I think okay, cool. Well, I think you should go the way of like Black Fox then, and just make yourself a little like for up in the podcast area. Make yourself like a little tent out of
Oh no, I have a
insulation.
plan for the spare to go around my tumbler to try and shut that thing up and also let it
Oh,
stop bukakiing on my feet because
no, fair
the
enough.
the media makes like white dust, and then some smart dick designed it so it leaks and it throws the white dust or white water onto my shoes. And yeah, really not into the bukaki on my shoes.
just just elsewhere.
Yeah, just
Anyways, in
elsewhere.
my
Okay, yes.
yeah,
What is in
exactly.
your Google box?
Printables, Jamie's dry dock for Anchor Point pallet system, offline part
Nice.
change base, because you just sent that to me. So I have to look that
Yep.
up. A crap ton of Siemens manuals and forums and whatnot, because I'm trying to fix my thing or figure out what the issue is. I think I might have fixed it, but I'll try some experimenting and I'll report back next week. A
Nice.
bunch of Hello Kitty image searches, because I print coloring pages for my girls and they're just locked onto Hello Kitty right now. And then a fun one, which is type 2 anodizing on titanium, because I did play with that like a year ago, and now I'm getting back into it because I had some less than stellar pens come out of the last batch that I just kept for playing with. So I'm trying to do more type 2 on them because,
Type
well,
2 in
no one,
titanium is the hard one.
that's the hard one. No one does it. As far as I understand, no one does it. And as far as I understand, no one knows how to do it. But I had one promising result. I type 2 anodized a piece, and it did indeed come out type 2. And it's kind of a nasty procedure, but I would like to do it on pens because it's like
Yeah.
brutally strong. Like
Okay.
it's lovely stuff. It's kind of you get that for titanium, anyways. You kind of get like a military gray green, like I talked about on the last
Yes,
episode.
you,
So
you mentioned
it's
that.
kind of visually pleasing if you like that kind of like utilitarian look. And
Okay.
yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to mess with it just because it's like I said, it's so abrasion resistant. It's like
Yeah.
I mean, it's not DLC level, but it's good. So and I can
Yeah.
do it in house. So
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting.
didn't mess with that. That's basically my. How about you? What have you
Your
been
Google box.
googling besides
Uh,
the illicit things you can't tell me about yet?
yes. So Wordle, we're on 29. Then I was looking locally for ceramic and PCD. Yeah, PCD.
Mm-hmm.
Inserts for hard turning because I now have to make custom bloody pins. So I was just seeing what sizes were available because I run a DCMTO7 in the MCO, but it did come with a DCMT11 holder when I bought it. And turns out I can get DCMT11 ceramics. So I'm going to get some DCMT11 ceramics and put that shitty tool holder back in my machine. It's missing a screw, so I've got to figure out what size screw I need. And then I'm looking at Z's knife supplies because he's now out of stock of the things I made, which is always awesome. So I'm going to go
Cool.
hopefully deliver to him tomorrow afternoon another 8 of these and convince him to give me an order for another 40.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
then, yeah, those are nice because they run on the self-centering vices for op 1, and then they go into a fixture for op 2. I slitting saw them off. I can't actually remember. I must have a look. But yeah, those run pretty nicely. Okay, he hasn't sold many of the big ones. But yeah, that's all that's in my Google box other than the things we can't speak about on this podcast because, yeah, we're not pretending that it's family friendly, but yeah, it's rough. But yeah, anyway, we'll get into that between this and the after show. So, where can people find your things and stuff?
Confoundedmachine.com points you to, there's a billion pages there with all the information you would ever want. And if there's something that doesn't, just shoot me a message. I'm always happy to answer emails. And it even points to the podcast stuff. So if you want to buy one of the 6 shirts that we're pumping out into the world, Danica's lovely designing, that I have to go buy more of now, actually, hit that up too. How about you, Jamie?
Yeah, you can find me at jspeceng.com. There's a page there for the anchor points and the anchor point resources, and yeah, a whole bunch of fun stuff along with some shirts. There's also the podcast's webpage at thelonemachinistscom. It's got a link through to the merch store as well for supporting Danica, who does all our editing and whatnot. She's got a bunch of fancy shirts, and it's got some very classy ones on the way. I'm trying to get shirts out of her. I'm like, hey, my birthday's coming up. Can I have some blooming shirts? It's been like 6 months since I got shirts from her last. So, well, other than the Chip Fans and Face Mill shirt. But yeah, trying to get some more shirts out of her. But yeah, you can check that out. And there's also the Patreon for the podcast to make the wheels on the podcast go round and round and maybe get a decent camera for me. Not that podcast listeners can hear us, but the after show, there's video. So what are you up to today, Curt?
Today I'll probably mess a little bit more with the 4th and then just start throwing some production on the side, let it get creating, things that actually will make me money. And then I'll probably start the next big batch of pens. Just a bunch of production. So I'm kind of excited about that. It's fun just running dialed processes sometimes.
Yes, it is.
How about you? What are you up to aside from sleeping tonight?
Well, I plan on just sleeping tonight. Tomorrow I am going to machine the ends of these molds I've been working on. That gets them all done. I'm short of some drill bushes because the drill bush people are flipping illiterate and send stuff through Africa on a drunk donkey, or at least that's what I assume. That's why it takes so long. But yeah, we'll get into that and how much I want to burn that place down in the after show. And then I'm going to chop some more wire tomorrow, and I've got a K110 job I don't really want to do on the lathe, but I guess I need to do before the guy starts asking too many questions. Also, I got my heat treating back for the anchor points, so I'm going to start grinding those at some point. At least this time, there's only $1 of a mil to come off, not $5. Someone had a brain this time. But yeah, anyway, thank you everybody for listening. If you enjoyed the podcast, please give us a like, rate, subscribe, whatever it is on your player of choice. If you're on YouTube, you can always leave a comment. Those are quite entertaining. We are on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. If you enjoyed the podcast and you want to share it with someone, please do. Other than that, thank you very much for listening.
Take care, all.